Welcome everybody to a look at the second of the Warner Brothers Archive Collection releases that have been given a Blu-ray effort in the last few weeks, and it is 1982's The World According to Garp. So this is directed by George Roy Hill, who also did The Sting and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. This is a comedy drama, clocking in at a hefty 136 minutes, and it had a budget of $17 million and a box office gross in America at the very least of 29.7. So a reasonable success, but not the kind of massive box office successes that we'd have from our lead actor, Robin Williams, who was in the likes of The Birdcage, The Fisher King, Awakenings, Mrs. Doubtfire, Insomnia and 1 Hour Photo. Also stars Mary Beth Hurt, who was in Parents and Bringing Out the Dead. Glenn Close in her debut role, no less, who went on to be in the likes of Fatal Attraction, Air Force One, The Girl with All the Gifts, Reversal of Fortune, and Dangerous Liaisons. And finally, John Lithgow, who was in the likes of Shrek, Conclave, Cliffhanger, Ricochet, Harry and the Hendersons, and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So a struggling young writer finds his life and work dominated by his unfaithful wife and his radical feminist mother, whose best-selling manifesto turns her into a cultural icon. But there's quite frankly a whole lot more going on with this film. We see Garp grow up over time, going from a child, well, in fact, a baby right from the start, to a child, to a teenager, to a full-grown adult. And on the whole, I was genuinely surprised by how much I enjoyed this, as just based on its running time alone, I figured that there was no way that this could justify it, but how wrong I was. The lead cast is excellent, the pacing is on point, the characterization is effective, while the character interactions themselves are well written. It has plenty of thematic weight to it. There are several laughs, although I would say the drama is the one that takes precedent over this rather than the comedy, but there is still plenty of comedy there, and yeah, Robin Williams is as engaging in that aspect as ever. The score is good, it is engrossing throughout, the production is solid, and it is also well shot. So yeah, much like with Fearless, this gets a 4.5 out of 5. Much like Fearless as well, though, unfortunately this only comes with subtitles and a trailer. No other extras on the disc itself. But still, that doesn't really matter when a film is as good as this, to be honest. Yes, I would have liked more physical extras to it, perhaps. Certainly would have liked more extras on the disc. You know, like some archival featurettes and stuff like that, or you know, interviews with some of the actors that are actually still alive. You know, it would have been interesting to see what Glenn Close thought of this, given, like I said, it was her film debut. But still, really fun effort in parts, but it's more of a dramatic film and one that is really rather engaging and impactful in that drama aspect as well. And yeah, the cast really sells it, and yeah, it's also, you know, quite diverse for a film of its time. There's very few male actors in this, and very few male characters either on top of that. And yeah, I really like John Lithgow in this, who plays a trans woman, which is obviously not something that was all that common back in 1982. And certainly what was less common is the fact that she is not the butt of the jokes. She's not a comedic relief. She's not any of that. She's actually the strongest character probably in this film. She feels like she's comes across as like the bedrock of this family that she becomes a part of. And yeah, she is really great as a character, and John Lithgow plays her absolutely perfectly. So yeah, on the whole, excellent effort and one that is well worth watching. And trust me, it is well. Ignore the running time, because it does not feel its length one bit. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.